Hi there. One of the more difficult aspects of making a do-it-yourself Christmas container is the bow making. We often have our customers struggle with that a little bit, so we thought we would do one tutorial that kind of showed you a couple of different styles of bows. So the one I'm starting with today has one side that is very blingy and one side that doesn't, that you don't want to use. So the first thing I would do is I would choose my tail length. The average tail length is about 12 inches long. You can go longer, of course, if that's what you prefer, but I'm going to make mine kind of to the average size. So when you have a 2.5-inch ribbon, which I have, then your loop should not be too big. When they get bigger, they get floppier and you lose the structure of the bow. So I usually make my loops about this size for this width of ribbon. So it's basically pinching with your fingers. I'm right-handed, so I pinch with my left hand and I work with my right hand. And I kind of work under my arm. So now because I've got a one-sided ribbon that I only want to see this side of it, I come back to the center, pinch again, twist now, because I still want to keep the good side out, and make another pinch. And basically what I'm doing is I'm making figure eights. I go back and forth, twisting when I come to the middle, and trying to keep my loops equal size so that the whole thing will look good. And you know, it does not need to look good when you make it. You are going to fix that when you're done. So 5 loops is a very good average size bow. I'm going to do one more loop, which makes it 6. And you always want one tail to be longer than the other one. It looks too symmetrical when they are identical. So your eye won't like it that much. I often tie mine with wire, and if you order a kit from us, you will get some wire. But I think we'll also send some pipe cleaner because it's so much easier to work with. So you want to make sure that all your ribbon is going to be together in the center where you're now tying it. Because what happens if you haven't made figure eights, if you come to the center and turn back again, you then will lose that loop. It's going to open up on you. But I've made figure eights, so I just tighten it with my pipe cleaner. And that is a pretty traditional bow. And they look much better once they're tucked into whatever you're creating. Whether you're doing pardon me, that needs to be out a little bit more. Whether you're doing a wreath or whether you're doing a swag, that should look great, or a pot for that matter. I will make another bow with a 4-inch ribbon, because when your ribbon is this wide, you really have to be a little more careful. And this is a 2-sided ribbon. You can use either side. You could even not switch them, not pinch in the center, and then you would have like a 2-colored kind of a bow. So now I can, because I've got a wider ribbon, I can make my loops a little bit larger. And I would probably make my tail longer. It'll look better to have a longer tail when this is such a bulky bow. I'm going to use the more silver side on this one, and I'm going to make the same bow. And again, I come to the center and I pinch, and I come to the center and I pinch, using that same system of pinching with my left and working with my right hand. I find it the most tricky thing to teach left-handed people because it feels wrong to me. So this, when I tied it, would again, and again, it's all about the maneuvering, the fluffing, and the molding. We only purchase wired ribbon for a reason, and that is it's so much easier to work with. So then you can actually make your bow look a little crumply, which is very cool as well. Now this ribbon is pretty geometrical, and it's very contemporary looking. So there's another way that you can very effectively use it. And we just call that a double loop or a stacked bow, because sometimes I make it out of 3 loops. So again, you choose your tail length. Maybe we'll go a little bit longer. Choose your tail length. You make your first loop. Make your first loop smallest. You have to keep in mind you're going to go larger as you go. You stack the second loop behind the first one. Straight up and down. You don't have to twist when you come to the center because you are going to keep it like this. So I'll tie this one. Just let me get that size right. I'm going to tie this one with my my pipe cleaner. This is not your average pipe cleaner. It should be narrower. A regular pipe cleaner will be too wide. Just want to make sure they're good and strong, and you twist really tight. So now when you open up your bowl, this would be the front of it. And it's going to be a little bit harder for you guys to see at home how beautiful this actually is when it gets tucked into a swag or into a wreath and you maneuver it a little bit, it actually is a beautiful, more contemporary look. You can nestle it against the pine cones, against the berries, and you'll have that look. There's so many beautiful ribbons out there, and all of them, like this one, would be so easy to work with because it's actually identical on either side. So now you don't need to worry about twisting when you come to the center. It will just work beautifully. And then there are ribbons that we work with sometimes that are actually sort of difficult to work with. They're slippery, they slide away on you, but they also work exactly the same way. So good luck with bow making. And if you prefer though, we will make a bow for you. You just tell us the size and we'll make it.